Today is one of those days that I just don't feel like myself or how I normally feel day to day. Maybe it's my cycle, but I'm just feeling foggy, irritable, and a little worthless. My mind goes to dark places of how I'm not good enough or how I will fail at whatever I attempt to do, and it is exhausting. I battle it, and I know that the thoughts are lies. The next 3 days are supposed to be below freezing day and night. Drew is getting more firewood. I need to collect more kindling and smaller wood too. I just feel so tired though. My parents went to the river yesterday and got some good driftwood. They keep me worried because they are 61 and 70 years old, and they aren't very physical, yet they go and walk the beaches and lug the wood to the truck. I am proud of them, but I hope they don't get hurt doing that. Honestly, sometimes I just want to give up and get a regular job and not have all the responsibilities of owning a business. I know real jobs certainly have their downfalls too. Hoping that this feeling will pass, I'm going to get some rest a bit and then take Ziggy to collect some wood. It's a new day and I feel much better. We went and got the poplar wood this morning and I made a big breakfast when we got back home. Time for us to hunker down for the next few days. We will keep a fire going to keep the house warm. I am a bit tired today. Actively battling negative thoughts is exhausting. I always attempt at replacing them with happier thoughts, which I'm sure I have in abundance. I just feel pulled in two directions all the time. January 21st. It's been a frigid few mornings. Tonight is supposed to be 7 degrees. I'm getting cabin fever, along with the pups. There's only so much magic, Xbox, and reading that I can do. I long to stick my hands in the soil and tend to a garden. I'll start winter sowing before this week is up. I've been saving containers to do so. I have a hard time writing because I do not want to fill this journal with any kind of negativity. I try to navigate those emotions and intrusive thoughts on my own. I don't really care to manifest them on pages. I had a couple of bouts of tears yesterday. I just get overwhelmed with my imaginings of death and sorrow from it that I randomly start crying. I feel crazy sometimes. I like my dreadlocks, but then I want to cut off all my hair and just start anew. I don't know what's going on. I have spent my entire life existing in a world that I have never felt I have had a place in. The world to me is too judgmental. Everyone always criticizing what everyone else says or does. I want to be free from that. The world is also confusing, constant bombardment of unimportant information that may or may not be true. The world, or the culture, is also so obsessed with self, and I want to have a sense of self, but not be forced into a preconception of what that means for other people to be comfortable with who I am. I let people be, just be. I decided not to work in the wood shop today so I could get groceries and start preparing to do a bit of gardening. I bought lots of flower and veggie seeds. We made 6 raised beds and I put them onto the plot today and drilled drainage holes in them. They still need legs added and I really need to cut out some plots for bigger veggies and tons of flowers. I desire to have a cottage garden one day, filled with an array of flowers, veggies, and herbs. A place where I can go and do some deep work and have peace. I truly enjoy having a thing to particularly focus on. It's good for my often jumbled mind. I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder last year in April. I've been working on it a lot without the use of any medication, unless CBD is medication. However, it can be a struggle. My mind is quick to turn off thoughts and go to the next, especially if a lot of emotion is involved. I've always been an emotional being, but sometimes I just feel so cold and it disturbs me a bit. I poked myself in the eye today and made it bleed and left a blood spot. I immediately started catastrophizing that. I really hurt myself badly. I just used eye drops and put in a contact that burned my eyes so bad I took it out way too quickly and my fingernails have grown and bam, sharp nail pointed right into my eyeball. January 24th. My whole life, as I know it, is about to change. Drew is getting a new job, and I have decided to end my arts and crafts career of 16 years to also join the real-world workforce. My plan is to finish out the spring festivals that I have already booked and then apply for a job. It is so bittersweet. My parents are telling me they will be able to help me with the spring shows, or else I would quit after the first show that doesn't refund my money. I'm optimistic about the future, especially for Drew, because we are hopeful he will be able to get his old job back and he will be able to be around his old buddies. Being an artist is a lonely life where my only outside human interaction happens at my art festivals. I want a new job so that I can possibly create new, deep, and meaningful relationships with others. I have a couple of relationships outside of my parents and husband, but I want to be able to be around others. I feel I've secluded myself for the past 12 years, but this is me, hopeful for the future, while trying to fix myself presently. Maybe that's my deal, though. Maybe I try too hard to fix when I just need a little care. A lot of things seem to happen all at once, but that's life, I suppose. It's about how I choose to navigate it and what I do with my life to make it better for myself and for everything that I love and for everybody that I love. I believe that I'm optimistic about this new chapter. I'm nervous, of course, because change kind of scares me. But I think it's going to be a good thing for me, for my husband, for my parents. I'm about to be 38 years old, and I really don't want to have to feel like my whole being and livelihood is reliant on anybody, even the people that love me the most. I want to be able to take care of myself. I want to love myself. I want to have time to myself.